Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be about Fairy Tail Snow, and Fairy Tail Snow just came off the list and it's back at 1. And Fairy Tail Snow has been banned and limited and banned again and limited now. But yeah, this card is still really broken because of course it's not once per turn, it's a Book of Moon. This 60 card deck, I'm just gonna explain it very briefly. Fairy Tail Snow is just a bomb in this deck because you'll always have like 30 or 40 cards milled in this deck, and that means that you have like 4 or 5 summons from Snow. So what is this deck? It's Infernity, it's Lightsworn and zombies piled into one deck, and Lightsworns are here to mill out your entire deck, right? And then you want to mill as many Mezukis as possible. But if you don't, then you can use the Lightsworn, the Felis, as the tuner to summon the Hulky Fibrix Prism. And here it is, the first deck with Prism, one of many. So in this first game you can see that this hand is just, yeah, it's a just gas. So yeah, charge, mill the dragon, which is actually really good. I'm also playing triple tracked and triple engraver, but no Lori or Lacrima because they are not really that good in this build. You most likely just mill them. Engraver and triple tracked is here just to add the Wise, and you can see that I have played through 2 interruptions, through Juiceworm and Veiler, and here Hulky Fibrix Prism just comes into play where I summon the Immortal Dragon. Immortal Dragon is going to send the Banshee, yeah, plays the Zombie World. Now I can just, yeah, bring back the Dragon, summon the Felis, then summon the Minerva, yep, mill 2 more, summon the Felis, yeah, use the Minerva, mill 4, then use the Felis, mill 3 more, mill the Mezuki as well, so bring back the Unizombies, and I think the third Mezuki, bring back the Felis now, Felis go for the Minerva. Yeah, this deck just doesn't stop, and you can see that I drew into the Usurpation, reset the playtime, and that's why this build actually works really well, because it really doesn't matter what you mill, because if you mill a playtime or Usurpation or Archfiend, doesn't really matter, because if you mill Ares is going to add you the Usurpation, and Usurpation can set the playtime from the deck or graveyard, which is crazy. And you can see here that I just negated the Rehearsal, then used the Plutonite, banished the Trap, and I top decked the Archfiend, by the way, out of 28 cards, which is crazy. But yeah, here I summoned the Archfiend, used the Archfiend effect, grabbed the Necromancer, and here I used the Zena, yeah, to shuffle back the Zena, which is crazy because now I can just normal summon the Necromancer, go for the Sayuya, then for Zena, yeah, send the Snow, and yeah, here it is where Snow comes into play. So yeah, book, then use the Shang-Chi would have been able to banish another zombie, then summon itself, and yeah. In the second game I was going second, and my opponent is playing Predaplant, and Predaplant just got some crazy support, but the problem is that most of their new support locks you into only summoning the Predaplants. That's why I didn't really test with them, except maybe this level 1 dude, the Longiphilia, doesn't lock you, but it does add a Predaplant card. But yeah, this one I think locks you. Does it synchro lock you? I think no, actually it doesn't. Okay, but yeah, anyway, they summon the Cobra, go for Fusion Substitute, yep, summon the Dragostapelia, yep, draw 1, then use the Longiphilia, reset the Fusion Substitute, and yeah, they have the Super Poly, Dragostapelia, Clarewing, and here I used the Sharon. Yeah, crazy mills because I milled the Dragon and the Wise, so I can just bring back the Dragon. Here is the Felis to target the Dragostapelia, which is actually a misplay, but it's okay. I can just attack over with Minerva. Now use the Minerva. Yep, I milled 1, which is Wolf, which is okay. Here I use the engraver. Yep. They use the super poly, not on my monsters, but on their monsters. And they summon the winged dragon. Starving Venom winged dragon, yep. And here I use the engraver to bait out the winged dragon, and I do. So I use the tract to add the vice, and I didn't draw anything or milled anything. Instead I drew into double fellies. Yeah, if I drew anything else over here, I would have been able to OTK my opponent, because I think that I have only one necromancer, but if I didn't draw double fellies I was definitely in a winning position. But yeah, now my opponent can just summon their Daredevil. It's like Daredevil, right? Yeah. Summon the Longophilia, add the Predator Primate again, yep. Use a fusion substitute, then go into the Ambulance. Yeah, the level 5 fusion. Yep, summon this, fusion substitute, draw 1. Yeah, and here I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to get OTK'd here, because yeah, the Orpheus Scorpio, add the Pendulum as well. Yep, Hydra, use the fusion substitute, go for the Dracostepelia, use a fusion substitute again, draw another card, use the Predator Pruning. Yep. Yep. Pendulum summon. Yep. The Chlamydia, and here, yeah, just get OTK'd. Yeah, so this deck is really crazy, but when you just draw the Felis or the Wolf, yeah, it can be really rough. In this third game I'm actually going first, and here I start with the charge. Yep. And my opponent has roll, which is really bad, because in this deck I always want to mill and also draw cards with Minerva, or add cards with, you know, Ares or Buyo, because I do play them as one-offs, because you tend to mill a lot with this deck. You can see that I have 5 monsters in the field, by the way. And here I use the Minerva. Milled okay, I guess. And here it is the play. So I use the 3 monsters, Minerva, I think the Mizuki and the Felis, and I use them for Prism, and Prism is able to summon the Immortal Dragon. Immortal Dragon is able to send the Mizuki, I think. And here I modified the Immortal Dragon level to level 2, and this is a level 2 Dark Tuner. So level 2 Dark Tuner plus the Minerva, yep, goes into the Genex Return 0. And here is the use the Mutiny, send the Engraver. Yeah, use the Mutiny, shuffle the Ares and the Necromancer, go for Aerial Eaters and the Archfiend. Yep, go for Xena. Xena is going to send the Snow. So yeah, now when you have Xena, it's basically like you're playing the 2023 Lightsworn, because we had Curious back then, but now we have Xena, which is basically like a same version of Curious. But yeah, Curious is now banned. And here you can see that I used the Genex Return 0, use it again. Yeah, my opponent surrender. Yeah, when you just end on Arms of Genex Return 0, there are not many decks that can beat this card, except if you have Imperm or Droplet or something like that. But in this case my opponent didn't have any cards like that, and yeah, Genex Return 0 is just broken, and it's so easy to summon. You can see that if you summon the Minerva and the Prism, yeah, you already have the Return 0. And in this game I'm going second, and my opponent is playing the Rescuers. And first I'm going to say that this opponent is a beginner, by the way, at Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's why he didn't go for the Emergence. Instead he went for the Field Spell, and yeah, this was a misplay by him, but he didn't know that grass is just that broken. And if he negated the grass with Ash Blossom, which he in this case he had Ash Blossom, yeah, my hand wouldn't really be that good. But yeah, I just milled like 20 cards with grass looks greener, and yeah, now it just doesn't matter because this deck just doesn't stop drawing to charge. yeah, mill 3 more, add for the solar recharge, yep, draw 2, then use the dragon, use the mutiny now, go for air litter, send the Archfiend Darius, yep, Ares, add the Archfiend, normal summon the Banshee, yep, go for Saryua. Saryua is here just to, sometimes you just have to clear out your space, and drawing 4 is always really good. And yeah, Archfiend. Now Zena, send the Snow, and you can see that I have 12 cards in my deck, which is, yeah, disgusting. Yep, go for Minerva, send the Wolf, yeah, use the Minerva, mill 4 more, use the Mizuki, go for the Weiss, yep, go for Prism, Healthy Fabrics Prism. Now, yeah, here you can see that I actually didn't have any zombies, so I can just use the Immortal Dragon, and a level 4, go for Return 0, yep, yeah, this deck, especially when I just draw Grass Looks Greener, yeah, this deck is just unstoppable then, because when you have 20 cards in your graveyard, and you have Snow and Zena and Immortal Dragon and Charge, and yeah, so many extenders, Usurpation as well, because Usurpation, besides summoning the Infernity Archfiend, you can also summon the Lightsworn Archfiend, the Weiss, and Weiss is a light fiend, so you can then go for the Fiendsmith plays, Engraver, yeah. And this duel I'm also going first, and my opponent is playing the Toons, and here I use the Pearl Rhino, add the Chiron. Chiron is there just to mill out the 3 cards from the top of the deck. So my opponent does Ash Blossom the Chiron, which is actually a really good play, but it really won't matter, because you can see that I can just, you know, summon the Felis and the Wolf, yep, mill 3 more, yep, summon the Unizombie, make Unizombie level 4, yep, go for the Prism, go for Immortal Dragon now, send the Mizuki, use the Minerva, mill 4, go for Return 0, now, yeah, use the Dragon, send another Felis, yep, go for Omega, and yeah, go for Zena. Zena is just broken because not only is she a Lavable Chain, you can just use monsters from your hand, which means that when you have a brick in your hand and you cannot normal summon it, right, you can just, you know, use that monster from the hand, and yeah, you don't really care about you know, bricking, or do have Duke of Demise to normal summon it, or if it is Felis or Wolf, then you just are forced to, you know, get rid of them. But yeah, with Zena, that's completely fine. And yeah, here I used Saryua. They use the Impulse, which is actually really good, but you can see that I can just use the Omega to shuffle back the Zena, and here you can see that I had the Keldo that I couldn't get rid of out of my hand, and it was very important to get rid of the Keldo because I already had Launcher, and yeah, so I just shuffled back the Zena, use the Zena again, and yeah, here I can just freely use the Launcher, bring back the Archfiend Necromancer, and yeah, back when just Surrender, which is, yeah, super fun. And so yeah, here is a deck list again. So yeah, this deck is just crazy because it's super freaking consistent, and there are so many cards that you just have to stop. I mean, you have Engraver, you have triple Tract, you have triple Solar Recharge, you have triple Pearl Rhino, triple Charge, yeah, triple Dragon, triple Weiss. Even the Felis and Wolf aren't that bad to draw if you draw Solar Recharge or Weiss, or the Pearl Rhino. Pearl Rhino plus the Sharon is really broken because Sharon is probably one of the best cards in this deck because she is a level 4 and you can discard any monster from your hand. In comparison to the Weiss, Weiss has to mill 2 cards, one of which is a Lightsworn monster that you place on top of the deck. So here there are some one-offs that I haven't used, so you have the card destruction. Card destruction is here just to, you know, if your hand is really bad, you can just use the card instruction and then discard your entire hand and then draw 4 cards. Just, replenish your hand. Reasoning is also really good. If you start milling wolves and felices, you can just go through them and then mill more cards, which is really good. Foolish is, of course, is foolish. So yeah, this deck is really crazy. Also, I'm playing triple barrier because if you mill 1 or 2 barriers, you can always add a third. And yeah, you can also shuffle back the barrier with the Omega. That's also a good option. So yeah. Also, I have the zombie vampire. I didn't summon it through these 5 duels, but yeah, there is an option where if you have too many level 4s, tuner and non-tuner, you can then go for Minerva and the Omega, and then go for the zombie vampire, and then mill 4, summon a monster from those 4 cards, and yeah, this card is just broken. And yeah, here are some suggestions. You can of course play another Espilito Knight, you can play the Upstart, you can play the Hell Shadow Hollow. This is actually a really good option because if you mill it, you can mill more cards with it because Hollow is very interesting, because if you mill it, then you can mill cards from the top of your deck up to the attributes among the monsters on the field. So you can see that I have a lot of different attributes. I have dark, I have light, I have earth, I have wind. So yeah, there's so many attributes, and you're at minimum you're going to mill at least 3 cards, so that's basically like you're using Sharon, which is really good. Yeah, really good. You can also play the Diabolica, that's also a good option. You can play the Mirage, but Mirage isn't that great in this build because you already have basically a broken Mirage with Mizuki, and you have triple Mizuki, which is crazy. You can also play the Rota plus the Greffer to send the Mali, or send the Ares or the Banshee. Yeah, you can also play the Solkius. Solkius is here just to discard your bricks from your hand, but with the Zena, now you don't really need Solkius. You can just use them for Zena, and Zena is always more impactful than the Solkius. You can also play the Sanct, just so that you can have a 4th target for the tract. You can also play the Dugares, because Dugares is either a draw to discard 1 or special summon, or yeah, the 3rd effect you're not really gonna use, but these 2 effects are really useful. But these first 2 effects are really useful because sometimes you'll actually brick really badly, but you're able to summon 2 level 4s on the field, and then you can go into the good Dugar. Then you can go into the Dugares, draw 2, and then unbrick your hand and discard a brick. So yeah, it's really good. You can also play the Pilgrim Reaper. It's a generic level rank 6 monster, which can mill 5 cards from the top of the deck, which is really good. But the problem is that it's not really coming up that often. I was playing it initially, but the problem is that sometimes you won't really mill the Engraver, or sometimes you won't get to the sequence or the Mutiny. So that's the problem, because I only have 1 Mutiny and where is the 1 Booyah. And also, even though you play triple Engraver, sometimes you won't get to Engraver, so that's why I didn't run the Reaper. But if you focus more on the Engraver and run the Reaper Doka, so you can consistently get to Engraver, then Reaper just becomes a really good option. But yeah, this deck is really crazy, and I'm really glad that Snow is finally back in the game, and hopefully it doesn't get banned. I think it won't, because yeah, she's just fine now. But yeah, that's gonna be for this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon and goodbye.